We will call to order this regular meeting of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, June 13th, 2019. I'd like to invite Denny Manning forward to do our invocation and lead us in our pledge, sir. If everyone will stand, please.
Let us pray, please. Our Heavenly Father, we come to you today, Lord, we want to thank you for a beautiful day today, Father. Touch all those that are sick and afflicted, guide our counsel, and mayor and stuff, Lord, to lead their cities where you have us to go, Father. And Lord, touch all those that are sick and afflicted. Lord, touch those young with a death angel visit. We've lost some of our policemen and others, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I pledge the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, Ms. Middleton. Thank you, sir.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
Vice Mayor Helton. Here. Councilmember Cagle. Here. Councilmember Chauncey.
Here.
Councilmember Witt. Here. City Manager Dorsey.
Here.
City Attorney Litchfield.
Here. All right, we have a special presentation from the Tennessee American Water Environmental, for the Tennessee American Environmental Grant. I believe Ms. Darlene Williams and Mr. Powers. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mayor and Council. We applied earlier this year for the Tennessee American Water Environmental Grant to do some work on the South Chick Creek around Camp Jordan Park to clean up some of the debris that's fallen in order to help the water flow as well as stabilize the bank. And we were successful in that grant. We received funding from Tennessee American Water, and Daphne Kirksey, I'm sorry, I've got two Darlene's and Daphne's, is with us for tonight. See, I combined the two. And they are going to go ahead and explain what the grant's for, and then we'll do a picture presentation with the council after that, if you'd like.
Thank you.
Hey, I let some of y'all just a moment ago know a couple of you. Daphne Kirksey, External Affairs Manager for Tennessee American Water, and appreciate the opportunity that you are allowing us to be here this evening. And I'd like to introduce Darlene Williams. She's our president, and she actually is fairly new to Tennessee for about 2.5 months.
That's right. Hello, thank you for this opportunity to come before you all and present this grant. I am Darlene Williams, the new president of Tennessee American Water, and I am so happy to be here in Tennessee, and I'm looking forward to getting to know more of you and doing more work in the community.
So we've had this environmental grant program since 2012, and we're really pleased to support community projects like this one, where volunteers will come together and use the monies to protect our natural water resources. That's important, and that's where our drinking water that we provide comes from. So we really appreciate y'all taking this initiative and are very pleased to award this grant to the City of East Ridge.
Well, thank you very much.
So, Mayor and Council, if you'd like to come down, we will do the presentation.
Right here. Everybody ready? Act 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
As we move into item 4, consent agenda, I take that everyone has read the minutes for the approval for the minutes of May 23rd, 2019 agenda work session, approval of the minutes for the May 23rd, 2019 regular council meeting, and the approval of the minutes for May 31st, 2019 budget workshop. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Helton and a second by Councilmember Chauncey. Do we have any questions? Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Helton,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. All right, we'll move into item 5, communications from citizens. This is an opportunity for any citizen, resident, or business owner within East Ridge to come forward if they have any questions, concerns, would like to address the council. I have 3 that have signed in. Marilyn Hadley. If you'll come forward, please, and state your name and your address. Good evening.
My name is Marilyn Hadley, and I live in Lansdale Park at 6508 Holiday Drive. I've lived there just over a year, and the reason I signed in tonight was because I was at the Planning Commission, and they indicated that there was some discussion among the commissioners to pass it over for 30 days, but then they didn't want to hold up the deal that's going on. So they said, we can come tonight and to the next meeting and voice our concerns. So I guess there's a public hearing coming up. I'm new to this, so I just didn't know, sorry.
No
But you said something about there being some kind of announcement or public notice. Does that come in the mail, or, I haven't seen anything about it, but I just want to know how to hook into East Ridge notices to make sure that I don't miss anything. But I will be at the public hearing, and then I will speak.
Yeah, so the way zoning notices for public hearings work is it's mailed out within 300 feet of any property that touches the subject property to be rezoned.
Okay, is 300, is it going to be all Lansdale Park?
It will
I don't know
not.
how big.
It will not. And that's zoning across, any zoning that's done within the city, it's 300 foot from any property that's directly impacted or subject property.
You also post things on your website or something so that anybody can see the.
Yes, we actually posted the information, more information after the last planning commission meeting. It was
Right.
requested by some of the planning commissioners and the public.
Right.
And it's all on actually the front of our webpage to be able to go and download the packet and all the information available. And after the meeting, if you want to get with me, I can help you get all the information.
Okay, so the second meeting you're having this month is the one where the public hearing is, your regular meeting? Is that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, there will be a public hearing.
okay. Thank you.
Is it in the newspaper too? So it's also in the newspaper?
In the newspaper, it'll be posted on the property. We have it on our website.
It does seem like that for something this big, that this is a major, major project in basically a residential area. It seems like the impact is large enough that the notices should be a little more widely dispersed. So, I would make that suggestion that, dependent on the size, if you're rezoning one business or one address, but this is a huge project that is going to impact all of Lansdale Park, as well as other communities, the hospital, Spring Creek Elementary, all the people on the other side of Spring Creek Road. So it just seems like, the regulation as far as notifying people maybe should be looked at a little bit and consider, sending out notices to a wider range for something this large. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Randy Roder? Rhodes. Okay, I didn't catch the E. I'm sorry. My bad. Yes, sir.
I'm Randy Rhodes. I live 1209 Santa Isa Drive. My reason for being up here tonight is I've heard rumors of doing away with the park ranger positions at Camp Jordan. I'm here to support them. I think they do a good job out there. They see a lot of things out there. There's parking and sparking, drinking, illegal parking. I noticed the other day, I frequent up there at least 4 nights a week. And I noticed the other night at this ball game, and there's signs saying no parking on the grass. Any car not parked in the designated area will be towed. They're all parked in the grass. They used to have some tickets to give to them that would at least warn them next time your tag's been recorded. From what I understand, that's been taken away from them also. Now, these 2 rangers, one of them is in training to be an East Ridge auxiliary police officer. The other one is going to be a school resource officer. So, I mean, there's some training there that I think these gentlemen could be used a little more. Give them something to work with. I mean, I know they're both defibrillator trained in case they have a problem like that. I think they do a good job. That's what I have.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, we have Nichols. Mr. Nichols?
Mr. Mayor and Council, my name is Leldon Buddy Nichols and my wife Dolores, and we live at 420 Cedar Glen Circle. We're here tonight just to express our appreciation for and support of the Housing Commission group. We've had occasion to be with them their last 3 months of meetings because we have a situation over there that's not on your agenda tonight, but we understand it will be in your next meeting on the 27th. But we just appreciate this all-volunteer group. It's relative. We understand it's a relatively new group for us here in East Ridge, but they're doing a great job. We appreciate the work, and your legal advisor, Mark, was helpful to them and helping them to expedite the decision they made last Monday night about our situation over there at 418 Cedar Glen Circle. So I know all of you know where we live because we all spoke to you during the run-up to your election. So come on by in this next couple of weeks and take a look at 418, which will be on your agenda, and stop by next door at 420 or the next door neighbor at 422. We'll be glad to fill your ear of situations that we've had to deal with over there. But looking forward to seeing you, and thank you again for the work of the Housing Commission. Anything you want to add to that?
No, we'll all be here to see you in 2 weeks.
There are members not speaking tonight, so I'm kind of speaking on behalf of our people.
It's a preview.
Thank you. Thank you. That is all of citizens that have signed in. So I'll now give anyone an opportunity that didn't have a chance to sign in, if they want to come forward.
Greg Shipley, 5318 Marion Avenue. I want to thank the police officers and the fire department for what they did for Charlie Snyder and putting his name on that marquee out front. It was a sad day to see him go, but I appreciate that. Especially the nice fire truck sitting out front up here at Congress. That was really appreciative of people. One other thing, Mr. Rhodes said the same thing about the park rangers. I want to say that I think we ought to be in favor of the park rangers also, because if you put a attendant out there in a car, we had a fishing rodeo and there was somebody came up and there was a problem, so he went down and took care of it. When they saw him pull up in his ranger truck, it meant a little bit more than somebody driving up in the car and said, "Hey, I'm an attendant. What are you doing on the property?" He had a little more umps to him. They do carry a badge and everything, handcuffs. Kind of be like having your meeting out here tonight and having just hire me to go sit up there on the thing and check everybody that comes in that might not know what the police officers will know to keep y'all safe, and they're keeping the community safe. So that's all I need to say. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. I'm Connie Blake, and I live at 839 Belvoir Hills Drive. I just wanted to, do a public service announcement. In the last few days in the area, 5 people have died from apparent drug overdoses. And this afternoon, I attended a training session at the Hamilton County Coalition offering drug overdose reversal training. I know they have one more session scheduled for tomorrow, and I know they're looking at training places in East Ridge and Hickson and other areas. One statistic that really startled me, and I think we all need to be aware, deaths are recorded, or overdoses are recorded by zip code. 37421 East Brainerd is #1 in Hamilton County for drug overdoses. 37412 East Ridge is second on the list, and Soddy Daisy is 3. So I just want to encourage people to be on the lookout for announcements about training sessions in the area and attend them. It's about an hour-long, excuse me, it's about an hour-long session. You're given the tools on how to recognize overdoses and how to treat them. And I just want people to be aware of this. People are dying and they shouldn't have to die. So, thank you.
Ma'am, do you have information where people can locate these notifications?
Actually, I found the information on Chattanoogan.com.
Okay.
But I also think someone posted it on the East Ridge Neighborhood Watch page. I think there was a link there. Actually, I thought you were one person who uploaded a link. But this article was in, well, you can find it on Thursday, today's, if you go to Chattanooga.com.
I have shared the information, but I wanted to convey that out.
Yeah, Chattanooga.com, and it's under the breaking news. If you go scroll down the page, you'll find it. It says, 5 suspected drug overdoses in the last 2 days lead police to believe dangerous drugs are in circulation. Hamilton County Coalition offering overdose reversal training. It's really very informative, and everyone should go. And it's free. Thank you.
I wanted you to share that. Thank you. Do we have anyone else? Seeing none. So we'll move into communication from council members. I'll start on this side. Councilmember Witt.
I do not have anything.
Councilmember Johnson.
Yeah, about the parking attendant or the camp attendants versus replacing those from the park rangers. Was there a particular reason why we did that?
Yes, I can answer part of this. I may have Kenny come up as well. We were trying to better utilize the efficiency of these 2 positions. They are still roaming around the park looking for things, and also being able to help with small tasks around the park as they are moving through the park. I met with one of the park rangers, as a matter of fact, earlier this week, and talked to him a little bit. He was more concerned about the uniform they were wearing rather than the job they were going to be doing. One thing I told him that I was concerned about dealt with with what he was wearing was A, he had a badge. B, they are not, and contrary to some popular belief, they are not certified police officers. And some people think they are. And I had just told him that I might be worried about, and I am worried a little bit about their safety out there as well. If someone treats them as if they're a police officer, as opposed to not being a police officer. You know, they can't write citations or do things of that nature. But they can be out there to assist the citizens, to be able to, work with any, if there's already disturbances, they are going to call the police and or the fire department for any medical assistance or things of that nature. So honestly, we were just trying to get better efficiency out of those 2 positions.
Thank you, Chris. I do agree with having some presence out there, some authority presence, just to give the citizens a peace of mind that there is someone out there and they feel safe, because there are women and children that go out there alone, and they do run that track, and it is nice to have a peace of mind knowing that there is someone within close proximity with some authority figure in case something did happen. So just it's my opinion. Thank you.
Anything else? Vice Mayor Elton.
Nothing at this time.
Councilmember Cagle.
I agree with Mr. Chauncey about the park ranger down there. If they're not certified, let's get them certified. You know, when we hire some police, we have to send them up there to get them certified. So park rangers, you know, we need them better. We have for nothing, but to watch that bridge on the lower end, when the walkers walk right through there because of the homeless coming from Chattanooga over across that bridge. We're having to run the homeless out of the park. They had a fishing rodeo down there. They had to look around and get them out of the bathroom at the amphitheater because they were up there in it. So, but we do need to park police down there. We not need them both at the same time, but we need them down there. And since we're on the park, I still would like to get that stop sign put back up as you come across that bridge. All right, that's enough said about the park. I do have 3 things. Charlie Snyder at my Bureau Board appointee, so since he's passed away, I am looking for one, so I'm going to try to have it at the next council meeting.
Okay.
Okay, and then, I want to thank the street department for fixing Thomas Avenue's sidewalk down here with the water company come in and done some work at a private home. They didn't come up here to get a permit to do a sidewalk cut, so the city had to do it themselves. So I want to thank them for fixing that sidewalk, because it's a hazard for wheelchairs and kids riding bicycles. And I've got another complaint from, I think, Belmore Hills, about the lawnmower business going on at the corner. Have you, has anything been? It's in the process. It's in the process, okay. Because now they say they're all over the yard, even out into the street, so I'll relay the message. That's it.
Thank you, sir. I too want to give my condolences and for the Charlie Snyder family, long-term police officer, retired, also be a board member, as you mentioned. So let's keep Liz and the entire family in your prayers and thoughts for this trying time for that family. I too get daily calls and emails, and one thing I think that we know we've got an issue, at least on the north side, is brush. So I just want to kind of mention that we are actively working on this. We've had repeated truck issues, and we've worked some overtime to try to accommodate that. There's still streets. I still have brush in front of my house, and that's fine. But we're working on it, so I wanted to kind of just mention that I understand it's frustrating that it's now turned brown and it's rotting and it's sitting out there, but we're working on it feverishly, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The other thing is, I meet the mayor. We covered this over the last couple meetings that with summer coming up and with vacations of citizens and things that we'd probably postpone. So I just want to mention it in the meeting that we'll postpone this for the next few months and it'll resume in September. So I just wanted to, I mentioned it on social media. I wanted to mention it tonight at the council meeting. So we'll pick that back up in September. But feel free to reach out and contact me at any point in time if anyone has questions or concerns. The last thing I want to mention is census. Let's be actively thinking about that. This is a very, very, myself have attended several meetings this week and Chris has joined me. This is very important for our city, for that everyone is counted. We get funding at the federal and state level, so it is very important that we get an accurate count of how many citizens we have in our city for that purpose. We will start a process hopefully in July to do a complete count committee, reaching out to organizations, churches to help assist and bring awareness and knowledge of census and the importance of it. So I want to just go ahead and start mentioning it. You're going to hear me say a lot about it between now and middle of next year when the count is actively going and completed. But I wanted to at least start piquing your attention to the census that's coming up next year. I think that's all that I have at this time.
Thank
City
you.
Manager.
Well, that's two things I have to cross off my list that you covered. I will start again with the census, the 2020 census. This is a big deal for East Ridge. It's very important, as the mayor said, to make sure we have every person in East Ridge counted. I just can't stress enough how much that will mean for the next 10 years, dealing with representation, dealing with the amount of state shared funding and federal funding we will get. And it is very, very important. So we will be starting in earnest the process this July. Now, Census Day isn't until April 1st, 2020, but we got to get the ball rolling, as the mayor said, with a complete count committee, get various representatives from the city of East Ridge in different areas to come in and help us with this effort, and to figure out our strategic plan for this and then put into action once we start getting into 2020 to ramp up for this. So you'll start hearing a lot more about the census in future months. You mentioned the trucks already. We have gremlins that are taking over our garbage trucks. We had 5 out at the beginning of the week. We're down to 3 now. We're down to one of our one-armed bandit trucks, as I call it. The high pressure pump is out. Hopefully that'll be, the pump will be in today, be fixed tomorrow and ready to run Monday. Another one we've talked about before, and we're going to go out for bids on that. The other one-armed bandit that had the motor that went out that we talked about. Get that, so we'll be able to have that, and by the time the bids come in, it'll be next year's budget, which will work out for us. And then number 16, which is a rear semi-automated truck. We had a radiator issue on that one. All these trucks, with the exception of the motor one, obviously, should be back up in service on the 23rd, which is next Monday. Last Saturday, we did authorize some overtime to try to catch up on that brush on the, to start early on that brush on the north side. So they've been working vigorously this week to try to catch up on some of that brush that we've been behind on. Also, we had a softball tournament this weekend over at Camp Jordan. We had lots, it's here somewhere. We had lots of, maybe it's not. We had lots of praise and compliments on the conditions of the field, and the organizers that were out there, a lot of them and a lot of the teams said they're looking forward to coming back in the fall to utilize all 12 fields that we have out there. 13th is a little field, but to utilize all 12 fields. We're very happy with the performance, and only 2 days got in on Thursday and Friday. The entire tournament all over the city and all over the area got rained out Saturday and Sunday. But for the 2 days we had in, the fields held up very well, and I was very happy with what we had there. I want to thank the ladies of the Crestview Garden Club. I went to their lunch on Wednesday. It was very nice. I learned some things about plants I didn't know. It was a very nice lunch. Good chance to meet some of the people in the community and have a nice little discussion with them. So I want to thank them again for inviting me. 2 other quick things. First, I want to congratulate Stacy Lively. He graduated from the Walters State Police Academy on June 6th. So he'll be up and ready to go shortly. Just wanted to put that out there. And I especially want to thank congratulate Lieutenant Clint Usselton. He graduated from the FBI National Academy up at Quantico on June 7th. That's a very big honor. And I want the chief to come down here for a second. And Clint, I think you're here, right? Clint, can you come down for a second? Do you mind? No, not at all. Talk just for a minute about the FBI Academy and what he had to go through, in a positive way, what he had to go through to complete this training.
Well, I was very honored when I was with Chattanooga Police Department that I also went to the Academy in 2008. It's an incredible opportunity. Less than 1% of all law enforcement officers in the entire world get to attend a 10-week course. So it's a big honor. I'm going to let Lieutenant Usselton talk about what he had to do to get there.
Well, it's our class consists of 256 law enforcement leaders from across the country, 49 states, 35 countries. So we had officers from Bahrain, Saudi Arabia to Taiwan, and then again 49 states in the Union, and plus the District of Columbia. 10 weeks, it focuses mostly, or a large amount on leadership for law enforcement. Also do courses of study. You actually, when you come out, you have 15 credits at the University of Virginia. So it's college level credits, behavioral science, leadership, great experience. Some of the, like I said, it's considered the premier law enforcement training in the country. quite honored to be able to attend.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, congratulations.
And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. We will move into new business, item A.
In order to the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, making and fixing the annual appropriations of the several departments of the city for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2019 and ending June 30, 2020.
This, as I mentioned earlier, this is our budget ordinance for the general fund of $13,882,746 and other funds that are listed here in the ordinance as well, including the Economic Development Fund, State Street Aid, Shopsy Grant Fund, the Solid Waste Fund for $1,518,050, Drug Fund, Forfeiture Fund, and Capital Projects Fund, $1,208,341, and the Debt Service Fund of $1,199,012. And this is just our first of two readings. Obviously, we'll have a public hearing on the budget at our next council meeting.
Thank you, sir. Do we have a motion to approve ordinance 1105?
I make a motion to approve ordinance 1105.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Helton. Do we have any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Helton.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Chauncey.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt. Yes. Mayor Williams.
Yes. That's on first reading.
Ordinance number 1106, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, to provide for the general revenue thereof for the fiscal year 2019 and 2020 to be known as the general revenue ordinance for said year.
Thank you. Mayor, I realized I buried the lead a minute ago. The purpose of this is the revenue ordinance, which provides the revenue to fund the general fund portion of the operating budget, or at least the taxes within that. And I need to let everybody know our tax rate will be 1.3381, which is the same as this year. There is no tax increase.
What was that?
1.3. No tax increase, yes.
You didn't follow my lead.
No tax increase.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve 1106.
Second.
Do we have a motion by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Chauncey? Do we have any questions? Roll call. Yes, sir.
I don't have one about this, but I'd like to get Mr. Dorsey to explain what was in the paper about the county taxes. Did you read that?
No, sir.
We'll have to get.
Okay. Was that today's paper?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I haven't commented on this already yet.
Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Helton. Yes. Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Chauncey.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt. Yes. Mayor Williams.
Yes. Pass first reading. Item C.
Ordinance number 1107, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, to amend ordinance number 1078 entitled, an ordinance to provide revenue for the City of East Ridge, Tennessee for the fiscal year July 1, 2018 to June 30, 2019, appropriating the same to the payment of expenses of the municipal government, changing the revenues of the State Street and Fund, Grant Fund, and Debt Service Fund, and by changing the expenditures of the General Fund, State Street Aid Fund, Grant Fund, Debt Service Fund, and Capital Improvement Fund.
Ms. Cole.
This is just our final budget amendment of the year. You know, we've done quite a few, but this is just cleaning up. In the general fund, we increased the expenditures in the police department. There's been lots of activity, lots of overtime, lots of repairs. So I've amended their increase their expenditures just to make sure we don't go over. State Street Aid, for some reason this year our street lighting has gone up more than we anticipated. I'm not exactly sure why, if they've reclassified. I have a call into them. But, and we've also added more lights. But our gas tax has gone up, so that reflected both. The grant fund, I've just added where she got a new grant, and we got the money before the end of the year. The debt service, we had additional interest. We're having to pay the interest on the $2.3 million that we borrowed. Even though we're drawing down, we had to make a payment on our interest that we had borrowed. We haven't borrowed $1 million yet. We're getting close. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully, like I said, unless something happens, we shouldn't have any changes. You never know.
I have a question, but I'm going to follow Robert's rule and wait till we get a motion in a second. Do we have a motion to approve 1107?
I second.
Have a motion for Vice Mayor Helton and a second by Council Member Witt. Any questions? I'll defer mine to last. The cell tower that we elected to, you know what question is before I finish.
Actually, I paid the Motorola invoice the other day. I notified Linda Mooneyham at the bond fund and said, okay, now what do I do with all this extra money? So she is supposed to be getting me a letter that we have to, I would send it back with, it was $236,000 and some odd dollars. So I'm waiting for a response back from Linda. I'm hoping she gets it to me so I can pay this money back before she goes.
That's my question. If it was going to be in this or not, depending on timing with her.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and she, I sent it to her yesterday. I had not, she said she would be getting me the letter. I just hadn't heard back.
That was my question. Thank you.
If I could explain how the grant worked, I mean, the loan worked, because I saw some puzzle faces in the audience about the fact of how you don't have to spend it all and you can return what's left.
Yes, when they decided that we borrowed $725,000 to do a tower, but then the acting police chief and the assistant city manager went back and looked and talked with the with our patrol officers and stuff, and they decided they wanted to try doing it with radio, in-car radios. And because when we borrowed the money, we wrote it as upgrades to the radio system and tower, we were able just to do it for the radio, so we're able to give back the other money.
And the in-car radios are around $250,000, correct?
Yeah.
So it's a substantial return.
Yes.
Or we're not pulling down the additional money from that.
Correct.
I told Mr. Custard and Chief Allen they got a gold star for that. I'm fine giving back the money.
All right. Any other questions? Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Helton,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Item D, public hearing for resolution number 2947. I need to do this, you want me to do this separately? Yeah. Okay, thought so. So we will now open up this public hearing. This is approval for a sign variance on Camp Jordan Parkway, tax map 170I-A-38 and 169D-A-003. So I'll open this public hearing at this time for anyone that wants to come forward and any comments, support, opposed to this sign variance.
Yeah, Mayor and Council, I'll go ahead and give a brief overview. Exit 13 LLC submitted a request for a 53-foot pylon sign to be constructed, if approved, with a new development adjacent to I-75 North. This is going to be in the area just behind the Welcome Center. The sign, obviously, according to our sign ordinance, has a 9-foot cap citywide. They requested a 53-foot pylon sign for this development, but this development will encompass about 18 acres. So, and due to its visibility, its only visibility is actually I-75. It does sit on the interstate, it does not sit on Camp Jordan Parkway. And if you look at the supporting documentation, when anybody fills out or comes to us with a sign for approval, we look at it, we look at the size, the height, materials, and if it doesn't meet what is currently written, that's where the variance request comes in. And then we utilize the variance, or you guys actually look at the variance request application to determine if there is a true hardship. And if you'll look at number 6 and subsection A through E, it describes the hardship that is put forth on that particular parcel of land.
Thank you, sir. Do we have anyone who would like to come forward during the public hearing concerning the sign variance?
You read the caption here, did you say the tax map 1701 or 1705?
I meant to say 170I. Is that accurate?
170I.
I should have let you read it. Thank you, sir, for clarification. Do we have anyone? I see no one. I will close this public hearing and move into item E, resolution number 2947.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, to approve a variance in the city's sign ordinance number 1028 to allow construction of up to a 53-foot pylon on-premise sign on a tract of land located on Camp Jordan Parkway, tax parcel number 170I-A-038 and number 169D-A-003 in accordance with the ordinance number 1028, Title 14, Chapter 2, Article 6, Section 109U.
All right, do we have anyone to approve, make a motion for resolution 2947?
Make motion to approve.
We have a motion from Councilmember Chauncey and a second from Vice Mayor Felton. Do we have any discussion? Yes, sir. Councilman Cagle.
A year while back, we had a motel down at the intersection. Come to us about wanting a bigger sign. They ended up having to put a 9-foot monument sign down there, and they used the same excuse. They could not be seen from the freeway from an exit because they are behind the Quincy. So then they put their sign up. Since then, we have made several up and down Ringo Road, put the 9-foot to abide by our new 9-foot regulations. Since then, we have sent out letters advising people to have their business closed to get the billboards down. And there's another business up here that's going through the same thing. And I've got a letter here from a lady who's asking for all kinds of help down here from where she is been calling from the community code. Anyway, she has 3 signs down there because her business has been closed. But then it's the expensive demolition sign, but I'm going to say, just as soon as whoever buys that is going to want to put the same signs back up there so they can be seen from the freeway. The Pelican Snowball place, they were made to take their big sign down out front. And Ryan was made to take their big sign down out front. So I cannot see us going against our own rules after we worked so hard and diligent to get these things put into order, to get everything back to uniform. So here we are going against ourselves if we allow this to happen. All I got to say.
Do we have any other comments, council? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Helton,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
No.
Councilmember Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution 2947 passed.
I've been notified in Resolution 2948, it has a misspelling in there. It says, it talks about portable radios, it should be mobile radios. So when I read this, I'll substitute the word mobile in for portable radios. Resolution 2948, a resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the city mayor, city manager, or his designee to purchase 4 mobile radios for the East Ridge Fire Department through the Tennessee Department of General Services statewide contract listing number SWC 418 pursuant to Tennessee Code annotated 12-3-1201B.
You want to say something, or are you good? You're dressed so nice. Come on down and talk.
Me and Mr. Lynchford spent some time together this morning, so I haven't had a chance to change. These are the radios that we received funding for through Homeland Security for mobile radios. Basically, what we're doing is we're updating the radios. As I said before, we're going from an analog system to a digital system, and this will bring these radios up to compliance for that.
Thank you, sir. Do we have a motion to approve Resolution 2948?
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2948.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Councilmember Witt and a second from Vice Mayor Helton. Do we have any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Helton, yes. Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Next, we have item G, grant consent agenda.
Resolution 2949, a resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the application for and acceptance of the Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service Grant. Resolution number 2950, a resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the application for and acceptance of the September 11 Day of Service and Remembrance Grant.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mayor and Council, as we discussed at the last council meeting, both of these grants are through the same organization. It's federal grant. They are, the first one is, there is a 70%, 30% match, which we can use in kind, which would be service rendered. We would like to do service projects throughout the community, kind of focusing on the elderly, low-income, disabled community. And also the September 11th Day of Service grant is a 100% funded grant. And one of their key focuses is on veterans or anyone that is serving in the military. Same things, doing things that we can do in the community along with our volunteer force.
Do we have a motion to approve the grant consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Chauncey and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion?
Are these one-year grants or?
They can be one-year grants, and they can, depending on the amount of money that we receive, they can also be given to us annually. It depends on how much we ask for. I don't anticipate us asking for an exorbitant amount of money, so it would probably just be 1 year.
Do you have any other questions? Is there anyone else? That was a question I was going to ask. What do you anticipate the amount for the request, the grant on each, or do you know at this time?
Unfortunately, I do not. It depends on when we work with codes, how many residents that we anticipate on helping. Mainly the cost would be for materials is what we're looking for.
Okay.
And we would use volunteers for the actual labor involved.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Helton,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes.
council.
Thank you. We'll go to item H, which was
Item F.
the item F from the working agenda, ordinance 1108.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, to amend the zoning regulations and the zoning map of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at tax map number 169E-D-008 from C2 Commercial District, O2 Office District, and R1 Residential District to C4 Planned Commerce Center District.
Mr. Custer.
Mayor and Council, this is the project that we've been discussing for the last several months. This is just a zoning request for the property located along I-75 that borders Lansdale Park for the mixed-use development and the Chattanooga Rebels.
Thank you, sir. I will add, I think we have
Yes, if I may.
packet.
At the planning commission meeting, it was mentioned that some people wanted to be able to get copies of what you all were talking about and the planning application. So we made sure we had copies. We made them that next day. Not many got picked up because we also had it on the website, but we also have additional copies of that application here if somebody wants to look. And there's a board over there to the left that has a rendering of the site.
Can't take that, but you can look at it. But you feel free to take a packet if anybody would like to see.
Is there any sit down front? I guess after the meeting's over tonight, the remaining ones that don't get picked up, sit them up front.
Yes.
We would have it with the receptionist.
Yeah, we can do that, and we've also made it aware that staff's available to discuss this project. Anytime somebody wants to call or come in or sit down or whatever the case may be. And we'll provide them with any information that we have available to us.
I have a question for Keith.
Yes, sir.
I got a call from Lansdale Park on South Smith.
North Smith.
North Smith.
Yes, sir.
I drove down there after I got the call. They said that the people from Redwoods are already down there building the road through from there on out into the project out there. So I went down there and all I seen, somebody, well, they looked like they were scoping the sewer line. So are Redwoods working, or is that WWTA? It's down there working, or?
It's actually WWTA. As a matter of fact, they had an issue last night. They were doing a pipe bursting project that ran into an issue during that project. It ran over to midnight. It was only supposed to be a 2.5, 3-hour project. We received actually an email complaint this morning. I made the call to WWTA. Rodney Ashby actually responded back.
Very quickly.
Very nice email back to the homeowner apologizing that the subcontractor did run into an issue. They're going to be out on North Smith again next week, but they're going to provide notification the day before and let them know. So yes, that is WWTA.
Like somebody building the road down there.
Yeah. That's part of the $7.3 or $8 million rehab project that's going on the lower end. Basically,
I thought it was WWTA.
Yeah, it was.
I got an email shortly after midnight last night with a serious resident, and I didn't see it until first thing this morning, but I immediately got with the city manager and Mr. Custer, and they got with WWTA, and they responded very quickly and explained what happened and why it occurred, and then went ahead and said that there could be additional, well, there will be additional work, and hopefully it'll only take 2 to 3 hours, which they had hoped this one would, but it ran into problems. And once they started, they have to finish. So that was what happened. So back to resolution 1108, ordinance 1108. I'm sorry. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
I second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Chauncey and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Middleton.
Vice Mayor Helton,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
I voted yes tonight, but after I hear from the citizens on the 27th, I might be changing my vote, but I voted yes tonight to so the project go on.
Councilmember Chauncey,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. That concludes all the items on the agenda. I will adjourn this meeting, and I will wish everyone a happy Father's Day this weekend. Thank you.